What the media gets so wrong about Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, is that at the end of the day, she's literally just a girl from LA. She's the little California girl that wants to eat donuts and talk about Korean food. To be honest, this missing nuance is exactly why my sister and I started this podcast in the first place. As two women from California, we kind of know the deal. Sometimes those portions look a little bit small on this show. At the day, she's a girl that's eating donuts and Korean fried chicken like the rest of us.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for not only accepting me as your patron, but thank you also for inviting me here today. You have all made me feel so welcome, and I feel hugely honoured to be here to see this wonderful centre. Now, on to the most important part. Eman, Ibrahim and Danielle, Apsapko, Sagria, Boho Boho, Mad Barako. Thank you. Personally, becoming a mother has been such a rewarding and wonderful experience. However, at times it's also been a huge challenge. Even for me, who has support at home, that most mothers do not. Nothing can really prepare you for the sheer, overwhelming experience of what it means to become a mother. It is full of complex emotions of joy, exhaustion, love and worry, all mixed together. Your fundamental identity changes overnight. You go from thinking of yourself as primarily an individual to suddenly being a mother first and foremost. And yet, there is no rule book, no right or wrong. You just have to make it up and do the very best you can to care for
From PB Productions, this is Meghan Like Us, a podcast from two sisters in Southern California, recapping the Netflix series With Love, Meghan. The legacy, the lifestyle, and the contradictions in the media of one of the world's most talked about women.
She's the Duchess of Sussex, a wife, a mom, an actor, and like us, grew up under the sun-soaked skies of Southern California. I'm Danielle. I'm a lifelong storyteller and producer.
I'm Erin. I'm a former athlete and a creative.
And each week we're going to be recapping and talking about identity, perception, and why we think the media has it wrong when they talk about her.
See, when we're seeing all the talk about Meghan, it always seems to come from someone who doesn't quite understand the complexities of growing up in multicultural Southern California. So we wanted a place to talk about it.
Yeah, because where's the love on With Love?
Where's the love? It's a little bit of a media study, food love, and a whole lot of hometown home cooking, with a sisterly side and some side eye.
Meghan Like Us, coming soon wherever you get your podcasts.
I just read this article and it reminded me, Black wealth isn't new, but seeing it center stage, that still makes people uncomfortable. Ralph Lauren's Oak Bluffs collection pulls from the history of real Black elite vacation spots on Martha's Vineyard, a place that's been a safe haven for generations. Paired with the Gilded Age portrayal of wealthy Black families, it's giving us a rare pop culture moment where Black affluence isn't just a side note, it's the whole history. But here's where it gets layered. On one hand, it's refreshing to see visuals of Black people in tennis whites, sipping tea, and living their best coastal lives, instead of some recycled struggle imagery. On the other hand, critics point out that this version of Black life can feel like it's behind glass. Beautiful to look at, but not exactly representative of most people's reality. This isn't new. Historically, the Black upper class leaned into fashion, education, and tightly knit networks as armor in a society that didn't want them to succeed. That often meant adopting Eurocentric dress codes and respectability politics. And yes, that came with colorism and exclusion baked in. So the big question becomes, how do you celebrate Black excellence in these rarefied spaces without gatekeeping them? How do you honor that history without making it seem like there's only one acceptable version of Black success? Because while these images are aspirational, they also open up conversation about who gets to belong and who's still being left outside the gates.
this too because because they be downloading my stuff so they can hear it and talk crap about it, but it benefits me.
These losers love to hate Harry and Meghan more than they love the truth. In case you're wondering why I defend Meghan Sussex and Prince Harry ferociously, here's why. The way they've been treated, especially Meghan, by the British press, online trolls, and so many so-called royal experts has been completely unfair and frankly disgusting. So much is rooted in racism, sexism, and this obsession with tearing people down just because they stepped outside the mold. They chose to walk away from a toxic system to protect their peace and their family. And I respect that. Meghan spoke out about her mental health, about not being okay, and instead of support, she got dragged through the mud. And Harry? He did what any loving father and husband would do. He protected his family. That shouldn't be controversial. I speak up for them because I've always cared about the truth. And I care about how people are treated, especially women of color who dare to speak up, set boundaries, and live life on their own terms. This isn't about idolizing them. It's about calling out the double standards and the cruelty. They're human beings who deserve to live without being constantly vilified for existing. So yeah, I'll keep defending them. Hey squaddies, duchies, and friends, quick favor. If you ever stumble across a Meghan hate video, whether it's subtle shade or fully unhinged, send it my way. Don't comment, don't engage, just forward it to me. I've got time, receipts, and energy to drag with precision. Let's keep the feed clean and let me do all the dirty work. Margaret Chola is proof that style has no expiration date. What began as a casual Instagram project with her granddaughter, New York stylist Diana Kalezi, has become a cultural moment that has redefined beauty, age, and self-expression. From a rural village in Zambia to the feeds of fashion watchers worldwide, Chola has positioned herself as an unlikely but undeniable style icon. Her looks are nothing short of editorial. We see oversized straw hats paired with sculptural gowns, sequin dresses worn with platform heels, and bold jewelry styled with the kind of confidence that belongs on the front row of Paris Fashion Week. Every frame exudes a sense of power, play, and reinvention. These are not costumes, they're statements. What makes Chola's presence so magnetic is not only the clothing, but the attitude. She sits with the poise of a woman who knows she belongs in every room she enters. There is wit in the sunglasses, strength in the metallic bangles, and joy in the colors. It is fashion at its most authentic, stripped of trend chasing, and instead rooted in personal power. Her collaboration with her granddaughter speaks to something even deeper. This is intergenerational fashion at its best, where legacy meets imagination. It's a reminder that style is a language, one that can be shared, translated, and elevated across time. In a world obsessed with youth, Chola reframes the conversation. She knows that individuality and glamour thrive at any age. Her image carry the same energy as an Iris Apfel campaign or a Grace Jones editorial, yet they are distinctly her own. She's not imitating the canon of fashion icons. She's expanding it. Margaret Chola has become more than a grandmother styled for Instagram. She is a muse. She is a movement. She is fashion history in the making.
So Mr. Baldylocks, who's going to eradicate homelessness in the next 5 years, is doing this. Kate and William consider leaving cozy Adelaide Cottage for a grander home, and Gothic pal Fort Belvedere, where Edward VIII sealed his abdication, ticks all their boxes. Mind you, this is a man who said he's going to get rid of homelessness in the next 5 years, and we're in our 3rd year. Now going to leave his forever home, he once said, him and Kate. Now he's going to move into a bigger place while he's still fighting homelessness. If that is not the epitome of irony, I don't know what is. And also, this man is all about being eco-friendly and all types of things. And the levels that this is, that's all I'm going to say. When Harry and Meghan moved into Frogmore Cottage, do you remember the headlines? They could have moved next door. Theory as it emerges, Harry and Meghan spent $2.4 million of your cash on Frogmore Cottage to escape rift with Kate and William, and final bill could hit $3 million. They did pay it back. I just want to put that out there. But do you think we're going to ever get similar headlines about William and Kate for costing the taxpayers all this money, even when the UK is going through a financial and living crisis? Talking about their fighting against homelessness and going green and all these things. Just pretty much going against everything that they so-called stand for. But I promise you, we won't get not one headline that's filled with outrage from any of those journalists because they want to keep their access. You may get some people on social media that's going to say a few things, but it's not going to go anywhere. That's the problem that I have. And this is one of the reasons why I've been kind of taking a step back from this content, because it's like you do so much and just what you say just falling on dead ears. Because this right here, people should be upset by this. But I guarantee you there's going to be excuse after excuse, and it's going to pivot, and then the next thing you're going to know is going to be a news story about Harry and Meghan. You guys are so full of shit.
One of the key problems is with the departure of the Sussexes, and I think as humans we all need this, we all need someone to push off, to compete with in a healthy way. You remove any kind of competition, and at the same time the predominantly right-wing press have pushed William and Kate up on this incredible untouchable pedestal. So really, I think, to an extent, understandably, he pretty much feels he can do what he like. We've made him untouchable in some respects.
Two families were asked to leave their homes so the future king and queen could move in next door. Prince William and Princess Kate are moving into a massive 8-bedroom mansion, and it's not happening quietly. The royal couple and their 3 children are heading to Forest Lodge, a 300-year-old estate in Windsor Great Park with a ballroom, tennis court and lush gardens. But to make it happen, 2 families living in nearby cottages were told they had to move. Those cottages, once stables, sit just steps from the mansion. And while no formal eviction notices were served, sources say the tenants were surprised to be asked to leave. They were relocated elsewhere in the 800-acre park, but still the timing raised eyebrows. Why now? Insiders say the move is about privacy and a fresh start, especially after a tough few years for the royal family. Forest Lodge offers more space than Adelaide Cottage, their current home, and is closer to the children's school. Kate's even been spotted picking out a massive dining table, 24 seats, to fit the new home. But some royal watchers are sceptical. Is this really their forever home, or just another stop before the throne? What's your take? New chapter, or too much change?
Y'all, did anybody check on Sydney Sweeney and her good genes this weekend? Because her movie grossed about $400 a theater. Her movie Americana debuted over the weekend in 1,100 theaters, grossing $500,000 between all the theaters, averaging about $450 per location. And this combined with American Eagle's foot traffic being down 9% since they displayed that horrific ad during their busiest time of year. And you can ask anybody that's worked for American Eagle, Abercrombie, anything like that. Back to school is their busiest time of year, and business is bad. But that's what you get, American Eagle. That's what you get, Sydney Sweeney. There's nothing special about either of you. Certainly not to the point where we need to be talking about good genes. And I'm just saying, if we're going to claim our butt looks great in like a pair of jeans, can we actually have a butt? Just saying. And shocker, the YT nationalists didn't show up to support their woman.
Hello, my people. Lady Rosie here. How y'all doing? All my new subscribers, you're welcome. And my returning subscribers, y'all know I love you. I am just very mad this morning here because what I keep seeing out here on this internet is everybody's just talking about Bully and Mambo's house. And guess what? The people down in the UK are quiet, and those people meanwhile are on welfare. Those people are on food banks. Not even the welfare that is a better one. It's like you go to church, you go ask for free food. You know? That's these people's lives. You know, when I was in college, I used to be case manager long time ago. And that's what I used to do with the people that I served, the people with mental illness, because they couldn't afford to buy food. And some of them came from being locked up in mental health institutes, and some of them came from jail and stuff like that, and to put them in homes. When I was a little kid student, I will drive around to go look for food for food in churches, and they put them in boxes, and then I left those food and put them. Damn, I came from far away to help people. I tell you, I put those foods in there. I put those food, and I drive those people. Those people will be recovering, and they'll be recovering addicts, and some of them be having their kids taken, and because their life is just so sad that somebody need to sit down there and help them. That's what I used to do. And those people that were people of God, those people had real issues. Those people had mental disorders. They had substance related disorders. They had mental illness, and they were born like that. Some of them did not even choose to be in that. Some of them were born and neglected by their parents, and they grew up in foster cares. And after that, they tried to build families for themselves. It didn't work. They got into terrible relationship, being abused by men, and all those terrible stuff. That program used to be called START program, and my just still at my current company. Can you believe I did my clinical and everything at my current company? Yeah. I used to be a little kid back then, you know, when I was case managing. So I know exactly how those food banks and everything works. If you want to know anything about this, kind of social services around here in Colorado, call me. I'll hook you up. Because guess what? I know where they sell every single damn thing. I know where you can get any single damn thing. I know where you can go put somebody to sleep overnight. And that's what's happening. And yesterday I saw this video on Kelsey Brown's channel on YouTube. Y'all go follow my queen over there, Cassie Brown. God bless you. I do appreciate you, and I love your videos, and I do use them sometimes. I never even asked you for permission, but I'm asking you for permission directly right now here. So I do post some of your videos on my channel here just to share it with the squatties, and you never say anything bad, but I thank you. I thank you for the hard work that you are doing for the successes, and God bless you. So squatties, please, let's go to TikTok and look for one of our queens there. Her name is Cassie Brown, so we could also follow the queen and push her videos through by sharing them, reposting them on TikTok over there. So she posted a video. They had these people, the English people, little babies. That thing broke my heart. Those are little tiny kids, like 10, 12 years old. Those little kids, they are crying. They have no food. They have no water. They have no homes in the UK. And meanwhile, Mambus and her ex are looking to move into a 20-bedroom home. And that home, guess what happened? They didn't just move in a home like that. There were 2 families living in those homes, okay? 2. And they took those families and kicked them out. So right now here, when these people came out floating the idea, telling you that they're moving into those in that palace, and that there is also one of them cottages. Those people got cottages everywhere. So I believe they're gonna remodel it and just wait for the tax. Just wait for the money that's gonna renew. It's gonna be in millions. It's gonna be lots of millions. And you know why they're moving into that house? Yes, you heard me. They're moving into that house because that house is way bigger than Adelaide Cottage where Mambus was staying. And when William comes there to visit his children, he tends to see Mambus more often. So why they're moving into this bigger one is because William does not want nothing to do with the Mambus at this face. That's exactly what's happening here. But meanwhile, their constituents, what do you call them? The subjects. Them subjects are out here. They're hungry. Little babies are hungry. Y'all know development happens at early age. Has anyone read anything about a Piaget? Y'all need to learn psychology. Y'all need to stop messing up with children's futures, okay? Y'all need to help them people. You got billions putting them in the mumbles ass and putting billions in bullions ass and them little kids suffering. You're not feeding those kids nutritious food. You know, food banks will put nutritious food, but the quantity is very like a low for to feed the little babies. You know, them kids still developing. What are y'all guys doing? Take that money instead of remodeling anything for their mumbles. Put mumbles in one of the Kensington palaces right there, so she could find herself some man out there. You know, she does good with Sarah Richardson. She likes them old. So she need to go to that Kensington Palace there and lock herself in one of them and start fishing for her billionaires, the old ones. Y'all be getting on my nerves. Somebody need to do something. This subject, somebody need to preach to them people and wake them up. Y'all are playing with our children's futures out here. I don't like y'all guys, this monarchy people. I don't like none of y'all guys. How you are being oppressed and you sitting down there clapping for some unelected officials and paying all those billions of dollars for unelected motherfuckers? What are y'all guys doing? Get out of here. I talk to y'all guys getting bled. Bye, my family. I love you very much. Share my videos. Them damn people need to stop this nonsense. Please subscribe to all the success friendly channels. Do not forget to go to my brother Baron's channel there. That's the Royal Success on YouTube here. And also my queen Isabella Banks channel also here. Wheezy, my queen, I love you. God bless you. So y'all, Wheezy, y'all need to start saying something. Y'all need to start opening those English people's eyes, because these people are doing them wrong and yet they're quiet. And do not forget to go to our king, the Notorious JTB on Instagram, and also the Notorious JTB on TikTok, and the Notorious JTB the score 2.0 on TikTok, and also the Night of Success that also belongs to JTB as a backup channel, because you know them people do not really like him. So if anything ever happens, they close the block one channel, we still gonna have the Night of Success with the Notorious JTB. God bless you, my king. I love you. I will talk to you all guys again later. Success Squad, please share my video. Bye for now.